about your role in this film.
I play Eleanor Roosevelt, who's married to Franklin D. Roosevelt, and he was the president, and my character was the first lady at the material time. And she did not believe in that royalty should be treated any differently from anybody else on Earth. And so she is very much the energy behind this informal hot dog picnic that is held instead of a state dinner to welcome the reigning British sovereign.
And did you know much about her before taking on this role, or did you have to do much research?
I'm ashamed to say I didn't know very much. I was taking the role and I spoke to a friend of mine who's a very high-powered human rights lawyer. And he sort of got me by the shoulders and said, this woman drafted and pushed through the Declaration of Human Rights. And she's one of the most important women in the history of human rights. I was like, yeah, no, I knew that. Silly me. So then I went away and did my research and realised that I had to get my shit together, excuse the language.
So when preparing for a role, do you prefer it when there is a lot of I mean, her life was very highly documented. Do you prefer that you've got lots to work around, or do you like bringing your own kind of unique, more personal take?
I don't think you can help bring your own unique, you are the filter through which this thing is going to go. So no matter how much of an impersonation you try and do, it is ultimately yourself and the play and Richard Nelson's character. So I just try to strike a balance. Roger said this lovely thing, which is don't do an impersonation. He said, just when you come in through the door, people should just go, oh, that must be Eleanor. That must be the assumption. But it's no more slavish than that. And a lot of the gift was in the writing. The character is in there.
Obviously, you work very closely with Bill Murray in this, who you work with on Rushmore.
Yeah.
Do you think the fact that you go back quite a long way as colleagues helped sort of understand each other when you're playing sort of married couple as well?
Very much so. I mean, I think that, this is almost Rosemary Cross and Herman Bloom 30 years down the line. The fact that I knew Bill and we had a 15-year friendship and that slightly sort of long-suffering respect for each other that Eleanor and Franklin had achieved by this late stage in their marriage. Yeah, I think it definitely fed into that.
So what's he like to work with her? Because obviously he always plays he's always got a quite comical touch to his work, but is he like that on set? Is he quite serious?
You never know which Bill Murray's going to turn up. Some days it's comedy Bill Murray and sometimes it's the Dark Knight. But no, he's delightful. I love him, but you never know what you're going to get.
And as for Roger, is this the first time you worked with him?
It is, much to my chagrin. I would have been trying to work with him for years, but yeah, he finally gave me a job and I adore him. He's charming. He runs a set quite like a sort of extended Sunday lunch. He's sort of genial, everything's under control, stay as long as you like and go home when you've had enough. He finishes on time and manages not to have that sense of panic and inadequacy that often big budget movies have, this sense that nobody's doing anything well enough, which I think is sort of anti-creative on the whole.
And you've got a host of movies coming out in the next couple of years we're looking forward to, but we're very much looking forward to 10. Can you tell us a little bit
bless
about
you,
that?
good.
Yes. Quite a long way away.
Well, I'm very excited about 10. Obviously there are the attractions of Arnold Schwarzenegger involved, but I in fact took the job having met David Ayer, who directed End of Watch. I don't know if you saw that, but I thought it was a really interesting an extraordinary film, a very different way of shooting. I've never worked like that, and I know for a fact that Arnold never has. And to put that kind of low-budget realism with one of the most lucrative movie stars of the most high-tech movies ever made is a very interesting clash of cultures. And Arnold was delightful to work with, and I'm very excited about the result. And
you seem to move between genres with sort of just with ease. You've done horror, you've done action, you've done comedy, the lot. But is there one you most enjoy? Sort of, because I mean, I'm guessing it must be quite a different atmosphere on set.
It's whatever I've just last done is my least favourite, and whatever's just about to come up is my most favourite. So I love a corset and a cup and saucer, and I love an AK-47. Right now, I'm not looking to do any midnight scuba diving in lakes again, I'd love to do some Shakespeare. I think Arnold followed by the Bard would be a nice shape to my life.
So how do you approach these roles very differently, or do you always go in with a very similar sort of method?
I just engage fully with whatever I'm doing. Whatever you want me to do, I will do 100%. And that, to me, is the only way you can... I'm very often very tentative about taking a job, because once I do it, I really, really, really do it. And I don't like committing myself. You know, quite often actors are terrible whingers, and you're on a job and people are whinging. I can't do with that. It's like either you're in or you're out. And so when I do something, I'm in, and I can't see any evil. And so often when I see a film and it's terrible, it's very disappointing and upsetting for me, because I can only see the good.
And just finally, I was lucky enough this week to speak to Jessica Chastain, and we spoke about the rise in really dominant female roles in Hollywood at the moment. Is that something you would agree with, and also is that quite encouraging to an actress?
I'll say, yeah. I mean, you know, I'm the first to empathise with the women who've suffered and found that work has dried up as they got into their 40s, but I really can't join their ranks and complain, because it's only become more and more and more and more and more interesting for me. Particularly, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt, you know, I was never going to play that when I was 23. And I have played an astronaut and a cop and a lawyer and, Eleanor Roosevelt and, you know, you name it. I've played every profession that I've ever heard of. So I'm loving it.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Take care.